Then a report from... And, of course, the Giants are the best in the NFC at making the opponents turn it over.
Yeah, and the other thing is the Giants have had a lot of time of possession. The offense has been out there a long time, and they can't really have, in all due respect, the cardiovascular endurance that the 49ers have because of being there in the East and working out in that weather. You really can't run like you can if you're a West Coast team. So it'll be interesting to see if conditioning plays in the second half.
Kofer's kick will go to Meggett at about the 1. And Meggett didn't quite get to the 20. A return of 18, and he was knocked down and knocked down hard by Spencer Tillman.
Yeah, that's another area. We've talked about the offense and the defense, but these special teams are going at it today. This is about as good a coverage on both sides as you're going to see in a football game.
Good balance on the offense. Total yards for the Giants and the 49ers just about equal. And it could be, as John Madden says, the difference in the special teams and the coverage. Harthon in motion. Hostetler gives to Anderson, and he's hit in the backfield by Michael Walter, just activated.
Remember earlier, just at the end of the half, we saw Keith DeLong go out, so then they had to bring Michael Walter in. Watch 43, though, Dave Waymer. He's a strong safety. He gets up across the line and into the backfield. That makes O.J. Anderson cut back, and then when he cuts back, he has to cut right into Michael Walter.
A loss on the play of 4 yards, 2nd and 14. A 6-6 tie in the NFC Championship game. Ronnie Lott up right in the middle, showing blitz and then coming out. Hostetler. Flag on the play from both directions.
And they're going to throw that one on Don Griffin of the 49ers. That's going to be because he was there and he had some cloth he had to hold before the ball got there.
Where's the right spot? Where's the right?
Number 29, defense.
That's on Don Griffin. A very emphatic display of flags from all directions.
Well, you could see that. You see the arm in there, the hand in there, and everything before the ball gets there to Stephen Baker. That was one that they all felt pretty good about calling.
A big first down for the Giants. In the opening seconds of the third quarter, the game tied at 6. That's Meggett. Flag again on the play. Ronnie Lott made the stop on Dave Meggett. This one's against the Giants. Meggett got 6 yards.
Holding.
Tell me who it was against.
65, offense. 10-yard penalty.
Against the center, Bart Oates.
I'll tell you, Oates has a tough job here because we look at Oates here, and the guy that he has to block is Michael Carter, who is one of the best in football. And if you don't get something on him, he is very difficult. That looked like a very picky call in there. Oates was trying to influence Carter on that play.
He's a tough man to influence.
Nah, he just kind of goes where he wants to. He takes that load where he wants the load to go.
1st and 20, they're back at the 19. Hostetler fakes a draw. Pass is complete to Ingram. And Ingram at the 40. That's enough for a Giant first down, depending upon the mark. They got 21 yards. Waymer and Lott brought him down.
And how Hostetler got the ball out of there, we'll see Ingram come up here. This is a zone. You take the bump, then you get past the bump, then you find the hole. The hole between the corner who just bumped you and the safety, 43 Waymer, who's coming over. But how Hostetler got that ball out of there, I have no idea.
He had a man right in his face.
Well, he kind of threw it sidearm or underneath. I think it was Charles Haley.
First down, Giants. Pitch back to Meggett. Meggett hit by Haley and Lott. Walter with an assist.
Yeah, this is where guys like Ronnie Lott starts to make plays. I know that he has a lot of respect for David Meggett. He says that, you know, you look at the guy and you think he's a little guy, but you better be ready to hit him because in those legs, he has a heck of a lot of power. And watch Lott come up. And you see him, Lott even took a little jolt there. Did you see that thing, that spine kind of shiver and the head go back a little?
Meggett, small but very strong. Anderson and Carthon, the running backs now. Second down. They show blitz. This is Anderson. To outside the 45, a gain of 2. Fracas for a moment.
Hey, there's two old guys going at it, Matt Millen and O.J. Anderson. I don't know what they're so upset about. Matt Millen is one of those guys that wants Anderson, I think, to run inside, and he's running outside, so he has to chase him out there.
He doesn't need much reason to be upset.
I think if the Giants are going to win this game before it's over, O.J. Anderson is going to be a pretty big part of it.
3rd and 5. 9 carries, just 20 yards for Anderson as Hostetler operates this time out of the spread formation. Oates, the snap without looking. Hostetler down by Haley. The Giants will have to punt.
I'll tell you, he took a tough inside move on Riesenberg. You're going to see him here. He comes inside. See, he looks like he'd go outside like it, but no, he comes inside and takes a tough inside move on Riesenberg. You see him there? Riesenberg steps out. Boom! Charles Haley goes right inside, and when he does, he's right on Hostetler.
Landeta back to punt it. And Taylor back deep for the 49ers. Landeta. Good kick. Chases Taylor all the way back to the 8-yard line, and the Giants down in a hurry. He got one miss, and he's got some room. And now Taylor steps out of bounds as he faces Landeta on the sideline. 55-yard punt, 24-yard net. Taylor brought it back 31.
Punt, and it looks like we're going to see it.
6-6 in the NFC Championship at Candlestick Park, San Francisco, and New York.
Well, they were trying to punt it to Landeta's left. Get Taylor out there where Renee Thompson's coming down. They did that. Taylor took it, but then he started that side, and then boom, brought it all the way across the field.
1st and 10, 49ers, their own 39-yard line. Pass is caught by Taylor. He could be gone. Touchdown. 61-yard touchdown.
Everson Walls is a gambler, always has been, number 28. Everson Walls goes for the interception. Watch 28 come in there. He goes right there and gets in front of Taylor. Now the bad thing is when you miss the interception and you go for it in front of him and there's no one behind you, it's a touchdown.
Now they're holding up the extra point as the officials go into conference. And let's see.
You know, how about John Taylor on that drive, though, Pat? He was the guy who got it started with the big punt return, then the big pass. John Taylor really, I think he caught the punt on that 10. John Taylor really took that football 90 yards.
That's what they're reviewing, whether he stepped out of bounds or not.
After further review, the play stands. Touchdown.
It stands. It's where the ball is. The ball, remember the ball has to cross the plane. See, both feet are in and the ball's over the plane. There's no doubt in that one. But again, what a drive by John Taylor. Of course, he had a little help from his blockers and a little help from Joe Montana.
For the extra point then. Hofer hits it. The first touchdown, the first extra point of the day, and it's 13-6 49ers.
Taylor dancing in the end zone.
13-6, the 49ers lead it with 10:28 left in the third quarter.
Hey, Lawrence Taylor's talking about the rush, but that was Joe Montana had a little time. John Taylor is equally as dangerous as anyone in this league. Everson Walls, who's been a heck of a cornerback over the years, took a gamble, took an angle, and when he did, Taylor caught it. It was a touchdown.
Dewerson and Meggett back deep.
But of course, John Taylor, started it all off, and it's usually a special teams play that will start it off. That's what Meggett is thinking of right now, because that punt return to Taylor really gave the 49er life.
You could just see it pick him up. It will be Meggett at about the 4. And again, they do the job on special teams. Michael Walter down again. The touchdown again.
Let's watch it. Here's Taylor, and here's Walls. Now watch what happens at the point of the break. You see Walls is off. Now if we just stop it here, we'll see Taylor's coming here. Walls is okay here, but when he goes for that interception angle and Taylor catches it, there's no one there. See now the angle he takes right there by going for the interception, then he loses the whole thing. This has been a tough stadium for Everson Walls.
Indeed. First and 10 Giants from their own 21. Hostetler back to throw. Pass is caught by Ingram. And Ingram outside the 40. Tough stadium, yes. It was 9 years ago in this stadium in the NFC Championship game that we first got a glimpse of that 49er magic. You might remember this play.
Pick up sometime on the right side, possibly.
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Caught it! Dwight Clark!
Everson Walls was the cornerback covering that day. Anderson over the left side, no gain. Maybe he got a couple. Kevin Fagan and Matt Millen there to make the stop.
And Everson Walls has never forgotten that one because they even have a name. That was Dwight Clark, of course, catching the ball, who still is with the 49ers and works for them, but they call that here in San Francisco the catch. That, of course, was a play that knocked the Cowboys out of the Super Bowl and put the 49ers in their first Super Bowl.
Walls reminds you that he intercepted 2 passes that day and also recovered a fumble. Here's Hostetler back to throw it. Screen pass to Anderson. Hit right at the 45. Everson, by the way, still has not forgotten that fateful day of the catch.
I still remember, what the feeling was when it happened. And I really can't say on TV what I said at the time. I can be looking at that play when I'm sitting there with my kids, and if I throw my kid up in there and we're having fun, then all of a sudden the play comes on, I don't drop my kid. Life goes on is what I'm saying.
Indeed, life does go on. 3rd and 6. Hostetler out of the shotgun formation. Fake draw, and Hostetler comes out of there. Navarro, incomplete flag on the play. Ronnie Lott very nearly came up with the interception, but a penalty marker down.
You don't see that play a lot. That was a bootleg or waggle out of the shotgun. That's a play that the Giants have run a lot of, and Hostetler has run a lot of. But usually he's up under center, but they took the same
Pass
idea.
interference, number 43, defense. Automatic first down.
That's David Waymer called for pass interference.
And as we heard Jerry McBride said, you see the hands in the back right there on Bavaro. In fact, he's tackling Bavaro before the ball gets there. That's how Lott almost got the interception. Dave Waymer tackled Mark Bavaro. course, that brings an automatic first down.
Giants now in 49er territory at the 46. Hostetler fakes to Anderson. Looking for someplace to go, starts to scramble and gets back to about the line of scrimmage. Stopped by Burt.
That was a heck of a play by Jim Burt because he really stretched out, and Burt can't stretch out much. I mean, Burt is kind of one of those short and squatty guys, and he gets a little rush. Just watch him on the rush and the play that he makes at the end. He starts here. Now Hostetler doesn't have a run. Now, if we just see him right there, number 64, making that little stretch out was the most Burt stretched in 3 years.
Especially with his uniform as tight as he keeps it. It's almost impossible to stretch. Hostetler back to throw. Had a man wide open. Maurice Carthon. Pass incomplete.
Yeah, that was a pretty good rush again by Jim Burt, who really helped. He took Bart Oates, the center, and just pushed him right back into Hostetler. Watch him take Oates. Watch him. See 65? He pushes him right there, and Hostetler couldn't step up and get everything on the ball. In fact, at the end of the play, he knocked him down. Just watch it straight up the middle here. Two old friends, two old teammates. You see him, he's hitting, he hit right through it. He knocked Hostetler down.
Bart Oates was saying that his wife and Bert's wife usually watch the games together, but not today. Pass is complete to Bavaro. 13-yard gain, stopped by Romanowski and Davis, but first down Giants.
You know what the Giants used for a pep talk last night to get the team fired up? Supposedly, now I don't know if this is true or not, but the Giants said, and Bill Parcells said, that the 49ers have moved all their stuff down to Tampa. They have their desks, their offices, and they're all ready to go. And he said he heard about that, and then so that was his pep talk to the team last night. Hey, they think they're going to three-peat. We'll show them what a three-peat is.
Handoff to Anderson. Anderson hammers to the 30. Stopped by Fagan. Looked as if one of the 49ers might have been offsides or encroached, but he got back.
This is where the Giants are so tough. They just get the ball, even though the 49ers scored on one play. They just get the ball, methodically drive it down the field on you, and take everything out of you. But as the defensive guys are thinking right there, they have to get it in the end zone. They have to score a touchdown.
2nd and 7 at the 30. Bill Parcells said, we like to make the game shorter. Doing just what you said. This is Megan. And the toss left. And the pursuit from the 49ers is excellent. Larry Roberts and Michael Walter. Meggett got only a yard.
I think one thing, I think they have to go back to a little mixture down here. I think they have to throw some on first down. I think they have to use their play passes and bootlegs and, you know, and throw that, and even try and throw that fade again. Don't get away from that.
3rd and 6 situation for the Giants.
This is the area the Giants used to always go to Dave Meggett in this situation out of the backfield, but everyone has started double teaming him and making him go to other guys.
Ronnie Lott up faking blitz. Hostetler fumbles and finally gets rid of the ball to Meggett. A two-handed shovel just at the last second. When it looked like he was fumbling, Darrell Pollard made the stop. Meggett got a yard after all that, and they'll have to settle. Or will they?
Yeah, I think they have to. I mean, it's too early in the game, and again, they're only down by 7, and I don't think you have any decision here because they really haven't been that successful. Again, I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but they haven't been successful in this area moving the ball, so you have to kick the field goal.
46 yards out. Line drive by Barr is good. He's 3 for 3, and it's 13-9 in the championship game. Back at Candlestick Park, San Francisco, the NFC championship game between the 49ers and Giants. 13-9 over on the sideline. It's 49ers.
That's what happens to a defensive lineman when you've been spending your whole day chasing a running quarterback. Defensive linemen hate to play against quarterbacks that run. And when they do, the oxygen bill goes higher.
Barr's kickoff sails into and through the end zone, so the 49ers start from the 20. Craig goes in motion to the right. Montana goes back to throw. Gets it up the middle to Rice. Close to a first down, stopped by Banks.
Now the 49ers are going no huddle. Trying to change the pace of this game. Trying to get a win right here.
First down. Under 4 minutes left.
Harris Barton moves.
Yep.
No, right, you try it. Drives you nuts as a coach. You say, okay, let's do this. We're going to first down, and we do it.
Offense.
And a guard moves.
First down.
That's why George Seifert's wearing that old gray sweatshirt. You know, you think of all the wear and apparel. How'd you pick that one out of the pile?
Matches his hair.
Yeah. You're like, what am I going to wear today? Give me that old gray sweatshirt we got laying around here.
San Francisco's 8th penalty. First and 15. Blitz coming. Banks after Montana. Rathman by reasons. A gain of only 1. There's Steve Young signaling in the plays to Montana. Again, no huddle.
George Seifert was saying that Steve Young has gotten better by not playing.
Montana flushed out of the pocket, and down he goes. Back at about the 19 by Taylor and Eric Howard.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're a veteran and you see what happens. You see the guy coming here. You see Howard's going to come here, and you see Taylor's coming up on the top side. And watching your veteran quarterback, you say, well, what am I going to do right now? I don't have a chance. You better go down. Here's Taylor. He's been pretty quiet all day. He just makes a pretty good pass rush there on Steve Wallace. And once he gets the quarterback in his sights, he's going to get him.
3rd and 20. Montana this time with time throws it away. Walls might have gotten a hand on it. It was intended for Taylor. And the 49ers will have to punt with 2 minutes and 38 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter.
And see, that time Walls was the safety, because in the nickel, what they do is they bring in Perry Williams. He plays a corner, then Walls goes in behind him and plays the safety.
Barry Helton in to do the punting. That was the other 49er kicker a moment ago, Kofer. A good luck sign, I guess. Good kick by Helton. Meggett retreats to his own 27. Meggett out of bounds at the 45 by Romanowski. 52-yard punt, 17-yard return. 13-9, the 49ers lead. After 60 minutes tonight, it'll be Murder, She Wrote, followed by Lonesome Dove, Part 1. Right now, the NFC Championship game. Giants have the ball, their own 45, trailing 13-9. Handoff to Anderson. And O.J. gets into 49er territory, stopped by Millen and Lott.
Yeah, that may be the thing. We remember the touchdown the 49ers got. It was a punt return by Taylor, got him good field position, and boom, then they hit the long pass to John Taylor. Now, the Giants got a pretty good return and good field position inside the 50. And the thing, again, it still has to be haunting them. They can get the ball down there. Can they get it in for a touchdown?
2nd and 1 right now. at the 49er 46. Hostetler going for the bunch. Incomplete, intended for Ingram, no flags. Darryl Pollard back there with him.
Hey, Darryl Pollard has held up well today. Everyone works. They kind of stay away from Griffin and the other side. And if they're going to work the deep one, the ups, they always work it on Pollard. Well, they've been doing it all year. Now they're in the championship game. He probably has more experience covering these than anyone else.
And that'll get you better. Just the work.
Well,
Third and short.
Too. You know, if they're going to look for someone, they look for Pollard.
Anderson behind Hostetler. Gets the carry. Got the first down and more. O.J. Anderson. Stiff arms Ronnie Lott. Out of bounds inside the 20.
You know, the amazing thing, Dave Waymer was right there up on the line of scrimmage. The strong safety was up there, and O.J. Anderson ran right by him. Watch, here he is right here. Here's Waymer here. O.J.'s going to take the ball and go, pew, right by him. Now, I don't know what held Waymer. Look, he's the outside guy. He comes up, no one blocks him. O.J. runs right by him.
27 yards for O.J. Anderson. Lott knocked him out of bounds. 1st and 10 Giants.
And Lott got to kick him in the head.
Fake is to Carthon. The handoff is to Meggett. Takeoff on the option play, no gain. Darryl Pollard up to hit him.
That was the old college option, but if you notice in the NFL, the quarterbacks pitch the ball a lot quicker than they do in college. It was a fake, and then he came down. He got rid of that option. That's the kind of quarterback tells the coach, yeah, you can call it. I'm not going to run it.
Clock running.
Bill Parcells doesn't want another play. He, again, wants to shorten the game. He doesn't want another play this quarter.
The Giants, with that long run by Anderson, went to 105-yard rushing. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. The 49ers 13, the Giants 9. Our coverage will continue after this message and then a word from your local station. Temperature in the 60s, bright sunshine. Wind has picked up just a little bit, and now it's at the back of the Giants. Anderson, the lone setback behind Hostetler. Howard Cross was the man in motion. Hostetler looks to throw, has it batted away. Just in case it might have been a lateral.
You know, this is the thing. The Giants have to score a touchdown here. I mean, they don't have to, but if they're going to go to the Super Bowl, that's what they need. They need a touchdown here, and they have to be thinking about that. You know, that they haven't scored in so long inside this 20 against this team.
They've got 3 field goals, but no touchdowns. 3rd and 10 at the 19. Hostetler will operate out of the spread formation. Meggett goes in motion. Batted down by the 49ers, and one more time they'll have to settle for a field goal. Pierce Holt got the big hand up to knock it down.
Well, on one play it's Carter, and the next play it's Pierce Holt. And again, they're keeping containment. You see where Hostetler has no place to run, and then they're pushing the pocket in the middle and then getting his hands. And it's like putting a fence around him and a fence in front of him.
This time from 37 yards for Barr. That's no good. Looked as if he was in too much of a hurry. Still 13-9. The 49ers. Here's Montana back to throw it. In front of Walls this time and complete to Rice. A gain of 14.
Jeff Hostetler has really done an excellent job after Phil Simms went down of taking this team and bringing it through and then getting it to into the playoffs and playing today. And the thing, he's having the same problem with his 49er defense today that Phil Simms had with it on a Monday night. Phil Simms can attest to that this 49er defense is one tough defense.
1st and 10, San Francisco. The handoff is to Craig. Roger Craig outside the 40. Wrapped up by Pepper Johnson. A pickup of 7 yards.
See, now is where the 49ers would like to get their running game. You know, they really don't have a running game and haven't had one all year, but there are certain times, there's Mike Holmgren, the offensive coordinator, and as he knows, there are certain times that you have to be able to run. And one of these times is getting close at hand, the end of the game, when you have one, to run time off the clock.
That was their longest run of the day. 7 yards by Craig. 2nd and 3, the Giants blitz quickly. Craig, I don't know. Incomplete. Hit by Greg Jackson, recovered by Lawrence Taylor. Incomplete pass.
Well, I'll tell you, that was more than a hit by Greg Jackson. I mean, that knocked everything out of Craig. Watch that. He comes up here. As he catches a ball, watch 47 hit and make that play. Whoa.
You notice that the Giants are all wearing yellow armbands. That in honor of our servicemen and women in the Persian Gulf. 3rd and 3. Here's Montana, and a flag on the play. He saw he was about to be sacked and just tucked it away.
I think there was probably motion or
Full
movement.
start, number 77, offense.
That's what it was. It was movement against Bubba Paris. So what happens is the whistle blows. Bubba is the end man up here, and he moves before the ball snaps. Now, the minute that he moves, then the officials blow the whistle. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't say, that's not right. He didn't move. Bubba hasn't moved. These guys have some phantom calls out there.
Really?
That's the 3rd one. They called one on McIntyre where he didn't move, and they called poor old Bubba didn't move.
If anybody moved then, it was McIntyre next to Bubba.
Yeah, I have no idea where they've got a couple of these calls today.
That was Sherrard in motion. Montana chased by Taylor, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Rice. Montana will limp off.
It was one of the things that he saw Taylor coming. You know, when a guy comes from the backside, you know, it's the tough one. But watch him. Here comes Taylor from the left side, but right into Montana's face. You see where Montana looked? He looked down and he saw Taylor there. Taylor beating Steve Wallace, and he said, I better get rid of this one.
I think as Taylor went by, he kicked Montana in the knee unintentionally. Steve Young gets up. Meggett back deep for the Giants. Helton to punt it. Not his best. Meggett will handle. And taken down by Romanowski. 35-yard punt, a 7-yard return. The NFC Championship game at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. 13-9, the 49ers lead. The Fuji blimp furnishing those wonderful shots of San Francisco, the Bay Area, and Candlestick. To Meggett. Hit hard after a couple of yards by Darryl Pollard. Montana, we are informed, got kicked in the knee, but will return.
Well, you know, we're getting into the area where Montana's at his best. You know, when you get to the end of something, whether it be the end of the half or the end of the game, and they need a drive, there's no one better than the master, and that's Joe Montana.
2nd and 8. Giants have the ball at their own 39-yard line. Hostetler back to throw it. Pass is caught by Ingram. First down, Giants in 49er territory. Waymer made the stop, a pickup of 14.
Yeah, they've done a pretty good job of finding that area, but on that play, Pat, Jeff Hostetler got hit after he throws that, and he is still down. They've been finding that area of the zone. Hostetler got hit after he threw the ball, and he's not getting up.
Matt Cavanaugh is the backup quarterback for the Giants. He got hit on the left knee just as he let that ball go. There's Cavanaugh. 13-9, the 49ers lead the Giants with 12:07 left to play. Here's what happened to Jeff Hostetler.
Well, it was Jim Burt, the old New York Giant. He's going to come straight up the middle. Watch 64 right there, and he hits Hostetler right on the left knee.
And Jeff Hostetler is still down. And now up. And Matt Cavanaugh, in the meantime, is getting instructions from the Giant coaching staff.
See, here's Jim Burt. He's going to push right here and come right up and get Hostetler right in this point. He's a nose tackle. He starts over. He's playing over Bart Oates. He comes to Oates' left, gets a little help right there, gets squeezed, and runs right between the center and the right guard. He just split Bart Oates and Eric Moore.
Hostetler walking a little bit better the closer he got to the sideline, but Cavanaugh is now up under the center. He gives to Anderson, right side for a couple. Maybe just a yard, stopped again by Burt.
Yeah, we were talking last night to Bill Parcells about Matt Cavanaugh, and, you know, knowing that he's the only other quarterback, and he says, well, he's a crafty old vet. You know, he's played for 13 years, and one of the teams that Cavanaugh played for, of course, was this 49er team, so he has a pretty good sense of what they do. And the Giants have had success playing the 49ers. They played them tough on defense. They can move the ball against them, but again, they get down there and they can't get it in inside the 20, so maybe Matt Cavanaugh will have a shot at doing it now.
That's Carthon on the move. Cavanaugh back to throw. And that was a rusty hinge.
Yeah, I think so. That was a 13-year-old hinge that hasn't played in about 11 years. And it looks like on the Giants sideline that they're doing everything to try to get Hostetler back so that they can get him back in there. You know, the one thing that would take away, even if they could get him back in there, he wouldn't be able to run. He wouldn't be able to do those. He wouldn't have those bootlegs and waggles and stuff.
3rd and 8. Cavanaugh, no shotgun. He's up under the center. 49ers have 10 people up on the line of scrimmage. And the blitz for a while had Cavanaugh. Flag on the play. He scrambled away from the first wave.
I'll tell you, there's going to be a lot of words after this game about Jim Burt, because the Giants come in feeling, you know, he used to play for him, and, you know, and that he has gone after someone's knees. I thought that was a legitimate
Illegal
play.
use of the hands, number 66, offense. Penalty declined.
He's still explaining what he did and how it went, but that could have been the play. I mean, that could have been the defensive play, is Jim Burt's pass rush.
Well, you think back a few years ago when he was with the Giants. Remember, it was Jim Burt that hit Joe Montana and injured his back.
And knocked Joe Montana out of the game. Remember, that was in the Meadowlands in New York. He knocked him out.
Landetta's kick hangs high, and Taylor signals fair catch at the 23. 32-yard punt. 13-9. They're still working on Hostetler. Tonight on CBS, all starts with 60 minutes, followed by Murder, She Wrote. Then take part in a major television event. Lonesome Dove, the epic story of America's heroes as they met the challenges of the Old West. Lonesome Dove, Part 1, returns to CBS tonight. Word from the Giants is that Hostetler has a slight hyperextension of the left knee, is and should be able to return.
I don't know about that. I mean, they got 3 guys that are still looking at that to determine if he's going to return or not. I think they're doing everything they can on the sideline to get him to return. In fact, you see Bill Parcells is even in there asking, you know, can you go? Can you go? The 2 doctors, the trainers, everyone watching him.
Hostetler 13 out of 23 for 144 yards before he left. The whole offense, obviously, since Sims went down, built around the mobility and abilities of Jeff Hostetler. If something happened to Kavanaugh, Hostetler can't come back. And something happened to Kavanaugh, it would be Tillman who'd take over the quarterbacking duty.
Well, I think when you're talking about the 4th quarter and 10 minutes to go, unless you get into an overtime or something, they're going to be able to finish this game with the combination of Kavanaugh and Hostetler. I think the big thing now is Hostetler's the guy who has the reps and has the game plan. Can they do enough now to get him back in the game?
Montana to Craig. Tripped up by Reasons, no gain. Mark Collins up with an assist.
This is where
excuse me, John, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, this is where the defense of the Giants really have to come through. I mean, they've led the league in turnovers, and if ever you're going to make something happen, if you're ever going to come up with a defensive play that's going to be a turnover, whether it's a tackle, it's a tip, it's a bounce, it's something, the Giant defense may have to be the ones that do it.
2nd and 10. 49ers from their own 23. They lead 13-9. Montana back to throw it. Pass incomplete. Intended for Taylor. Pepper Johnson right with him.
Now this is a good situation to get that turnover. 3rd and long. That's usually when you get them. You usually get them on 3rd and long when they have to force the ball down the field. Now Montana's smart enough. He's not going to give you. You might get one, but he's not going to give you an easy one. And if the defense doesn't get it here, they have to stop him and then hope to get a big punt return from Dave Megan.
Hostetler continues to loosen up behind the Giant bench. Here's Montana, long time in the pocket, but chased out, finally hit from behind. The ball's loose, and turnover maybe.
Red ball, red ball.
I hear him say red ball. That's 49er ball. And Montana is still on his hands and knees.
I'll tell you, and that is the one we know about Joe Montana. We know about his back, and he really took a shot in that back. Although he was rolling to his right, it was still his backside.
Steve Wallace made the recovery for San Francisco. Montana with all kinds of time early.
Well, watch it here, but it was good defense downfield. He had no one to throw to. They knocked him out of the rhythm. Then you see Taylor miss, and right there as he hit Leonard Marshall coming from the backside.
Boy.
Yeah, and I have no idea how Mark Collins missed that ball. But watch Marshall come from behind here, puts his helmet right between his shoulder blades. But watch Mark Collins here. He has this interception. Here comes 25. I mean, the fumble recovery, and he whiffs it.
Right there.
Well, that was a big play for the 49ers. Collins missing and Wallace getting.
That almost was that turnover that you were talking about.
And George Seifert, I think right now, is more concerned about his quarterback because that is a real shot. Joe Montana missed practice on Friday and Saturday with the flu, so he's a little weakened. But even if he hadn't missed practice, you can't take shots like that. He is still down.
Usually he has that sense of when someone is coming from the other side. In this case, there's no way he could have seen Marshall.
Well, I think he was trying to get away from Taylor. Remember, Lawrence Taylor was the first guy there. He was trying to avoid him. And then in doing so, Leonard Marshall got him from behind.
It'll bring up 49ers 4th down and 4 from their own 29. 9 minutes and 41 seconds remain. San Francisco leading 13-9.
I don't know, what part they're checking. If they're checking the back, you remember that Joe Montana had back surgery a couple years ago and came back and played that same season. And since that time, of course, has been the best quarterback in all of football.
Steve Young is his backup, and he brings another element. Here is what happened to Montana.
Well, if we can stop it here, we can see good Giant defense. You see they have everything covered. They're bumping here. They got a man on everyone. The only thing he has is something short here that he doesn't look at. But that is good zone defense here, and that's what throws him out of his rhythm. Now you see everything is covered. Now he has to get out of there to buy some time. Now watch here. He avoids Taylor, and Marshall gets him. You see over there, you look at the side that he's running to, everything is covered. See, Collins has good defense there, good coverage. Guyton is good coverage. Everyone is covered. There's no one for him to throw to, so he has to take the hit.
Montana up. But Woozy, no doubt about that. He is still feeling the effects. Hostetler, in the meantime, up on the other sideline and will probably come back when the Giants get the ball. Meggett back deep, and Helton on it. Have to let it bounce. Now Meggett feels it in the last second and gets back to where it bounced. 35-yard punt by Helton. Giants have all 3 of their timeouts left. The 49ers have 2. Hostetler trotting back, and he doesn't look as if he's hurting. The other side, they still check Montana. 1st and 10, Giants, their own 38. 49ers lead by 4 points. Anderson, nothing doing. Maybe he got a couple of yards with that last surge.
I think somewhere, Pat, here to win this game, I think the Giants have to go back to that game plan they started with today. And the one they started with last week against the Bears is that you have to loosen this defense up on 1st down. The 49er defense is really tightening up on them, and I think they have to give them some 1st down pass or play pass.
2nd and 7. Anderson got 3. Hostetler back to throw, chased out of the pocket quickly, and now he comes out of there. Maybe he didn't lose all that mobility.
That is amazing. They carry the guy off with a knee, and I thought that they were just trying to get him well enough to be able to hand off and drop back and throw, and he looks like whatever it was, he's fully recovered because he ran well on that play.
He got 6 yards, so they still need 1 for a 1st down. And they'll go with 3 tight ends. Montana still in need of medical attention in front of the 49er bench, or on the 49er bench. 3rd and 1. Big 1st down here, a big 3rd down. What they need is the 1st down. Anderson doesn't get it. Michael Carter. A loss of a yard. They'll have to punt.
That is tough to do when they are bunched up like that. I thought they were going to run left. I have no idea why they're running right here, but it's tough. They got to get away from Michael Carter. Watch Carter. He makes a big play. He runs around and comes right back down that line of scrimmage. Sometimes you feel he's just too big and strong for the Giant offensive line.
4th and 2, and they'll have to punt. Landeta to Taylor. Fake punt, and it's going to work. It's Reasons. Reasons streaking down to inside the 25. First down and much, much more.
That's the call they needed. That's the play they needed. They needed something to get him out of this. Bill Parcells came up with it. Probably in the history of the game, Bill Parcells has to be the biggest gambler on 4th down. Watch it, just a snap to Reasons. Good, turn in, turn out. Boom, what a hole there. The only guy there is the safety, who is a return man, John Taylor, and he makes a pretty good tackle.
And if he doesn't, that's 6.
And again, the Giants get back to this area where they've had trouble.
1st and 10 Giants at the 49er 24. Handoff is to Anderson to about the 22. Tina Turner and Pierce Holt make the stop.
I'll tell you, this is what you call fighting to get to a Super Bowl. I mean, everyone is down there for every yard. The offense, the defense, the quarterbacks fighting to get well. You know, knowing that at the end of this game, the winners fly to Tampa, Florida. The losers, they forget them.
Montana still dazed, sitting on the 49er bench. 2nd down, 7 for the Giants at the 21. They trail by 4 points. Fake this time to Anderson. Hostetler has to run away from Haley and get rid of the ball and throw it out of bounds. The report we get on Montana is the doctors want him to stay right where he is, because the report from the 49er bench is that everything hurts.
I think the doctor just wants to mobilize them, just wants them to stay mobile and then just check the different parts.
3rd and 7. Every part. That's a lot to check. Meggett goes in motion. Hostetler pass is incomplete. Johnny Jackson got a hand on it. Meggett, I think the intended receiver. And here comes Barr.
And again, the Giants get the ball down there, but they can't get the touchdown. You talk about frustrating for a coach. He did his part. They went for it on that 4th down with the punt to give him a chance, but just either their offense can't do it or the 49er defense is just very strong there.
38 yards for Barr. And it's a 1-point game. 13-12, the 49ers lead with 5:47 left to play.
And you can't ask for a better championship game than this. You can't think about the what-ifs. You can't think about the one that Barr missed. Had he made it, they'd be ahead now. You can't think about Carthon doing that. You can't think about Joe Montana. You have to think that this is it. There's 5 minutes, 47 seconds left to go. You're 1 point down one side, or you're 1 point up on the other side, and you have 5 minutes and a half to do something about it.
And the winner of this game makes the trip to Tampa, to the Super Bowl, the silver anniversary Super Bowl. To play Buffalo 51-3 over the Raiders. Gregory Hines applauding.
And there's not a lot of Giant fans here in San Francisco, but we did see some of them at the hotel yesterday. And talking about that, the Giants defense has a different game plan for Steve Young. They had a game plan for Montana. Now they kick into a different game plan if Steve Young comes in.
Barr's kickoff to Dexter Carter at the 1. He gets one excellent block. And it's down at the 20-yard line by Bobby Abrams. Earlier today, the Bills ran roughshod over the Los Angeles Raiders 51-3, and they await the outcome of this game to see who they'll face next week. Remember, no week off. Young, the quarterback, a dangerous runner. Handoff to Craig, and he stopped after a little gain and lost the football. Dig it out of there and see who got it.
Yeah, this is what the Giants are good at, and you can tell in this fourth quarter they've been going after the ball every play.
It's taken a while to get it out of there. Find out who does have it. Still have it.
Oh, you can't get any tighter than this. And I don't know. You see it here. They say his knee is down, or they had a judge that his knee was down before the ball comes out of there. I tell you, that is real defense.
49ers line up quickly to run another play, but Jerry Markbright says, wait a minute. They want to have another look at that.
You know, there hasn't been a turnover in today's game, but I'll tell you one thing, they are sure going for him. Now watch here. We'll see when the ball comes out. The knee is down. Now the ball comes out. So the knee was down before the ball came out, and I think the whistle probably blew too.
I heard a whistle. I don't know if it was the right one or not, but they're going to run another play right now. Here's Young. To Brent Jones, and a big first down. 25-yard gain for the 49ers. Out close to midfield.
The defense of Giant plays that two zone, you know, where you double rotate on both sides, it does leave you vulnerable in the middle. But Bill Belichick thought that Jones couldn't do anything about it. He thought that Carl Banks could help him, could handle him.
Jones gets a rest. Jamie Williams takes his place. They run in that direction to Roger Craig. And Craig scrambles to the Giant 45, a gain of 6, stopped by Jackson and Guyton. 13-12, and now we're near the 4-minute mark. The 49ers lead by a point. Joe Montana still dazed.
Yeah, but Steve Young came in for him and made that play. You wonder why you pay a backup quarterback $1 million? That pass to Brent Jones could be the reason.
They'll let as much time as they can run off that clock. 2nd and 4. 13-12, the 49ers by a point. Young to Craig. First down, San Francisco. A gain of 6, just the kind of play they needed and wanted. Fox made the stop.
Yeah, I saw Roger Craig in the locker room and just before the game, and he had, you know, that big look of excitement that this was a big game, and he hadn't done a lot this year. It hadn't been a Roger Craig year, but he was saying that he felt as good today as he's felt all year.
And that's the 49ers' first rushing first down today.
Yeah, but if you're only going to have one, what a time to have it.
And the clock continues to tick off those precious seconds. 1st and 10. Craig again, hit behind the line of scrimmage, and the Giants have the ball. Lawrence Taylor out of the pack with the ball. That's the first turnover today.
And you knew that the Giants were going for it, and that's what Bill Parcells is saying. Yep, we need it. So who should get it? Lawrence Taylor, number 56. They want a trap play. Now watch, the ball just pops out the side. The ball's just popped out before Taylor gets here. He doesn't take it away. The ball was coming out. He just caught it in the air.
He was hit by Eric Howard, and it was Howard who knocked the ball loose. And so the Giants take over with 2:36 left to play, trailing by a point.
That's the big thing. The Giants don't have to get in and score a touchdown now.